From Championship Soccer Stadium in beautiful Irvine, California, Orange County SC, top of the West in 2018. Their postseason journey begins against St. Louis FC. 53 points, only good enough for the 8th seed in the West. Alongside Devin Kerr, my name is Evan Weston. Very happy to welcome you tonight for our Western Conference quarterfinal matchup. These two teams have played twice this year. OC has beaten just about everybody, not St. Louis.
Both of these games ended up in a draw, and a funny statistic that followed them throughout the course of these matches. They've gone out twice, ties, had to fight their way back in. St. Louis is the only team that made them do that all season long. They go out, they get the first goal, and they're able to come back. But, you know, the problem is when you let a team like St. Louis hang around, it comes back to bite you. They were able to take down Reno a couple weeks ago, right at the end of July, beginning of August. That's when their momentum started. Able to gain points in 11 out of their final 13 after ending that 16-match unbeaten streak. If you're Braden Cloutier, you want to make sure your boys go out early.
Let's take a closer look at the two-headed monster that leads this attack. Our Shire players to watch tonight, Olsen and Quinn, such a dynamic duo together.
They're the ones that you have to get going regularly and have to make sure that they're constantly connected. Aidan Quinn joining the double-double club behind Manu Ledesma this year, as well as Ilya Ilic. And, you know, it's been impressive because he likes to sit in that deep number 6 role, but then he pushes up, can jump up into a 10. Olsen, you play him anywhere you want. The 7, the 10, the 9. The guy's been absolutely fantastic. Even his manager said, didn't expect this type of production.
21 goals in all competitions, by far a career high for him. They're going to have to put those goals past perhaps the best keeper in USL, Tomas Gomez.
Going to be quite difficult. Bob Lilly could not procure the services of Tomas Gomez after the departure of Rochester Rhinos when he went to Pittsburgh Riverhounds. Anthony Pulis steps in, says thank you very much. Actually lost the shirt mid-year to Jake Fennelson, had to win it back, has been absolutely fantastic since he's gotten back in between the pipes.
Gomez, a St. Louis native, will be looking to win their first postseason game in club history. Orange County looking to continue their incredible run. It's St. Louis, it's OCSC, it's the Western Conference quarterfinals, and it's next.
At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there is no one better at getting you back to you.
New Canada Dry Ginger Ale and Lemonade. The perfect blend of real ginger taste with a splash of real juice. Are you ready to taste Nirvana?
Hey, honey! Do we want to taste Nirvana?
Yeah, sure.
How long have you been sitting in my yard?
Since Tuesday.
Try New Canada Dry Ginger Ale and Lemonade.
Teams making their way to the pitch at Championship Soccer Stadium in Irvine. Western Conference quarterfinal coming up. Let's get a look first at the Subaru Orange Coast starting 11 for Orange County. A 4-1-4-1 tonight, very similar to what they've been bringing out as of late.
Sometimes they'll rotate into a 4-2-3-1. You could even see Aidan Quinn drop inside alongside Richard Chappell and let Bierman step into the 10, but it'll fluctuate over the course of the match. Love 3-5-4-2 in the back line. Andre Rawls, now healthy again, got hurt versus Phoenix. Nice to see him back there. Michael Seton, number 9. that is someone that they have to find a way to get involved early. He is all about confidence. When he doesn't have it, he definitely does not have it over the course of the game.
Interesting to see Bierman in there too. Christian Duke not on the team sheet tonight for head coach Aidan Quinn. What a job he has done in his first season in Irvine, California. 28-6 since his promotion to head coach back in December.
Taking over for his good friend Logan Paws, and he stepped in, said the biggest thing that they changed was their discipline. Their relentless and disciplined team culture. That's their organization motto. They've had that all season long.
No injuries for Orange County, although Christian Duke, no reason given, but again, he's not on the team sheet tonight. He started 29 matches in the regular season for OC. Let's have a look at St. Louis's starting 11 tonight for Anthony Pulis. He loves his flat 4-4-2. That's going to be 2 blocks of 4 in front of the keeper to try and get as many guys behind the ball as possible.
Sometimes you'll see the boys up top, Dequa and Cox, stack themselves a bit. They'll go 1-1 instead of side by side. Only 2 changes here. Austin Martz, number 77, stepping in for Kadeem Dakers. Up top, Albert Dequa is going to replace Corey Herzog. They've struggled at times to find that prolific number 9 up top. Can they get Calistri and Martz down in the channels and let these guys run onto the balls? That's the real challenge.
Kyle Gregg, 13 goals this year. He is not in the group tonight, out with an injury for St. Louis. They have been absolutely crushed by injuries this year. We are underway in the postseason, the first playoff game ever played in Orange County. OCSC, when they were Orange County Blues, hosted a game in 2015 against LA Galaxy 2, but that took place at StubHub Center, which is in Los Angeles County. So this is the first time that Orange County will host a USL playoff game, and they'll be hosting all of them so long as they continue to win. Here's Kavita for St. Louis, and it's out for an Orange County throw. We would expect, in fact, I actually took a deflection, it'll be St. Louis ball. You would think OCSC is going to have a lot of the ball in this game, though. And how important are these first 15-20 minutes for both teams in order to establish what kind of game this is going to be?
They're massive, but much more important for the number 1 seed, Orange County. They need to make sure that they're going out and playing this game on their terms. We touched on in the open. If you let St. Louis hang around, it is going to make it that much more difficult for you. That's why you want to go out early, build some confidence for yourself. Don't necessarily have to get a goal, though it'd be nice, but make sure you're consistently finding some things in the final third to build that opportunities if you can.
This is Tony Walls, who's come into the starting lineup with Wall Fall out with an injury, another really important player that St. Louis will be missing tonight. Long ball down the right for Cox. It ends up with Orange County.
Right on cue. That's a good point. Keep an eye on the right back positions for both squads. For St. Louis, you've got Fanuel Kavita. He and Sam Fink have been trading blows over there. They actually stepped him inside. Kavita was alongside Sam Fink for a bit of time, and they moved Tony Walls to the right back position. Wallfall gets hurt for Phoenix, steps into the midfield. So now Kavita is going to have to occupy that right back. On the other side, you've got Kevin Alston. He came out of the game early. What's going to happen this time around?
Here is Cox, one of a few players that Anthony Pulis brought with him from Orlando City B, which did not play this season and will join the brand new USL League One starting in 2019 under our league, which will become the USL Championship for next season. There's a foul in midfield on Fink. It'll be a free kick for Orange County. They'll take the opportunity to bring a few numbers forward. There's Richard Chaplaw, Premier League veteran, who was moved back into a deeper lying midfield position as he's advanced into his 30s, but Braden Cloutier telling us during the week still an incredibly important piece in that midfield, and perhaps will be even more important tonight with Christian Duke not playing. And this is what St. Louis will do. They don't mind absorbing pressure, perfectly happy to let you come to them. As a good header forward. Seton trying to backheel it through. He had a runner in Bierman, but it comes the other way for St. Louis.
It's interesting for St. Louis on the defensive side of the ball because it's almost a sort of calculated chaos, if you will. They possess the capability on the defensive side to sit back and withstand this pressure, and they're going to have to. Orange County is going to come wave after wave in their attack, but they'll be patient, and then they'll look to explode going the other direction. They're not going to have a lot of opportunities in the final third, so they're going to have to try and capitalize when they do.
Another long ball and a foul well before it came off. You mentioned this Orange County attack as we look at our synchronicity keys to the game. They want to dictate this tempo. They want to get their game out there.
Braden Cloutier told us that the most important thing is that we're playing this game on our terms. We need to go out, we're going to play a press here and there, we're going to go high tempo, try and get as many opportunities as possible to get that momentum we referenced. And then on the other side of the ball, exactly what we just referenced. St. Louis, you're going to have to sit back, and all that patience that's paid off for you down the line in this Western Conference, don't change a thing. Anthony Pulis said that. Coach, what's different coming into this match? He said, we haven't prepared any differently. We're not going to change something now. We've done well down the stretch. We look forward to it in the future.
Darwin Jones bodied off the ball by the left back Tyler Polak, who's traded that position with Kyle Culbertson. Aidan Stanley was there early in the year, no longer with the club. And Gomez, every time that he has a goal kick, you would think that this is the plan, get everybody as far up the pitch as possible. This OC attack, they led the Western Conference in goals with 70. They were 2 off the league lead. Deke were trying to get free between the center backs. A shot from distance blocked from midfield. That looked like Hilton, who came up and took a whack at it. St. Louis plays it to the back line. Polak and Reynolds get crossed up a little bit. Now the pressure comes. Polak in behind, looking for Austin Martz. The Georgetown product, cross in, header! Oh, wide of the post from Albert Dequa. St. Louis gets the first real chance of the game 5 minutes on.
Some people kind of call it old school football, but it's still fun to watch. Great opportunity early on for St. Louis. Exactly what they're looking for. Ball down into the channel. Cox goes for the far post. Had a trailing run by Calistri. Couldn't link up, but that's what they need to do early on.
Heck of a ball there by Martz, getting just his 8th start of the year tonight. Another player that was with Anthony Pulis last year in Orlando. Also trialed with Red Bulls 2 in the past. Played a year in Malta before coming back to the United States. There's a foul on Aidan Quinn, who has been the Iron Man. We talked about him, 11 goals, 14 assists. He has started every match for Orange County. Cronale, the loanee from Columbus, heads out for a St. Louis throw. Good start for St. Louis here. They're seeing a little bit more of the ball than maybe we expected to.
Not bad whatsoever. Speaking with head coach Anthony Pulis, asked him, said, Coach, you know, this is a very talented squad all over the pitch, referencing Orange County, but their midfield especially, so many guys in the middle of the park that are able to provide that extension from the back line all the way up top, get involved with the 9s and 10s. Do you play a high press all game? Do you try and bypass that and make them play out of the back? He said, you know, maybe a bit more than normal, but we're not going to overstretch our boundaries. We possess that opportunity, capability to do things like that touch and go. But if we start playing that high tempo all game long, they have too much talent. They'll rip us apart.
They've ripped a lot of people apart this year. Here they come. Shot from way out, wide of the post. And that was Ina Voltsa getting his first crack of the game. 21 goals in all competitions, and he is frustrated that he just missed the target with this one.
The crowd's appreciative. Good look at the individual skill. One touch to the outside. Tomas Gomez not happy with his back line. Rightfully so. Can't let the guy pull the trigger from that far out. Expect one of your midfielders, Tony Walls, Lewis Hilton's got to step up and provide a challenge.
Ina Voltsa appeared in the 2010 World Cup for Denmark. He's been in professional football for over a decade, 31 years old. He had never scored more than 13 goals, not just in a season, but in any stint with a club. And he comes to Orange County and he puts up 21 in year one. Braden Cloutier told us he optimistically hoped for 12 to 14, and he has gotten an absolute king's bounty for Ina Voltsa this year.
If it wasn't for Manu Ledesma and Cameron Lancaster, both of these guys would be the talk of the town. Unfortunately, history has dictated a different story to us, but fantastic for both Ina Voltsa as well as Aidan Quinn behind him. Ina Voltsa was right there, just 2 more assists, and he would have joined that illustrious club. Fortunately, couldn't get to it. Nice to see him continue to find the back of the net, though.
Orange County with a little bit of possession here. Dequa out for some token pressure, but a long ball over the top for Seton. Heads on nicely. Bierman a little bit too far forward for Darwin Jones to make the run. 8 minutes on. Both teams with a decent look so far, but nothing in the game just yet. Polak. They're going to try and hit Orange County on the break with those Route 1 balls over the top. That one coaxed Rawls out of his goal mouth to make the play and put it into the concourse here at the Championship Soccer Stadium, built a couple of years ago in Irvine just for Orange County SC. It's just a beautiful facility. OCSC hosting a playoff game for the first time in Orange County. They finished 10th in the West last year, changed over virtually the entire roster, and had a season for the ages. 66 points, clinched top of the conference with a game to go, 70 goals. Here we got a foul on Dikwa on Darwin Jones. And that'll happen for those two center forwards, as they're really the top line of pressure when Orange County is looking to possess the ball for long stretches. Rawls taking the free kick. Dikwa to Cox, couldn't quite settle it down. And Rawls will do the exact same thing again. And the flag up on Seton.
Already a bit of posturing by Braden Cloutier coming out. Lineup card turned in, had Thomas Ine Voltsen playing on the left side. He's already tucking in. You can see the interchanging play with Mats Bierman, number 24, who's rotating outside. Ine Voltsen just stepping right up in front of Aidan Quinn. Richard Chaplow, see if he can get this offense going early.
Ine Voltsen really playing at the 10 spot right now for Orange County, which he has done in the past, especially when they've rotated to 4-2-3-1. He can play there or on the left wing. Cox. That was deflected out off of Bierman, who, as you mentioned, Devin, has come out here on the left side. Kavita for Cox, holding things up. Fanuel Kavita. Dikwa went one way, the ball went the other. Seton couldn't link up with Ine Voltsen there. Oh, bad giveaway, and now Ine Voltsen away with Seton running. St. Louis crashing numbers. Ball gets through. Seton! 1-0! Just like that. You give them an inch, they will take a mile. Seton's 13th of the year. Now it's double-double time for Ine Voltsen. His 10th assist, and Orange County get exactly the start they wanted.
Uncharacteristic and sloppy giveaway by St. Louis in the middle of the park. Sean Reynolds, center back, stepping back into the limelight past few matches, earning the shirt. But now you see why he lost it in the first place. Ine Voltsen says, steps up, thank you very much. Seton on the through ball, one touch to the far post. Happy to be out and running for Orange County.
And you mentioned the confidence for that young man. Became the first player to debut in Major League Soccer that was born after the league started, when he debuted for DC United at age 17. Was a teenage sensation in Jamaica, debuted for the national team the same year. Has bounced around, played in Israel for a little while, and has really found a home here with Orange County. 13 goals on the season, including tonight, for the 22-year-old. And you talked about confidence with him, how he's a big confidence player. That's got to help quite a ton. And now St. Louis, as an 8 seed on the road, had zero desire to be chasing the game in the first 15 minutes. And what you mentioned, Devin, right off the top, Orange County has never lost when they've scored first this season. They've only drawn twice. Both times it was against St. Louis FC.
They're going to hope history repeats itself here. You double back to the Michael Seton references as well. A few games ago, they go to Las Vegas, struggling early on. It was a very tit-for-tat game, and it's 3-2 right at the start of the second half. 2-2 going in. Vegas gets an early goal. Braden Cloutier just says, you know what? I'm bringing on the Jamaican. What does he do in the second half? 2 goals and an assist in about 40 minutes of work. So he's definitely got the talent. And as we mentioned, you get that confidence boost early, watch out.
Ine Voltsen, too. Great through ball after the takeaway. He's given Braden Cloutier double-digit assists now. Phenomenal year for the former Danish international. Here's Lewis Hilton. 24-year-old from England who's really been the conduit in the midfield for St. Louis this year. Started all but one match. 3 goals, 6 assists. They'll switch the field to Sam Fink, 25-year-old out of Illinois. 14th minute, the home side up and running. They averaged over 2 goals a match this year, and they've already got 1. Polak from Martz. Hilton. Nowhere to go. How about Chaplow at 33 with the man marking right there?
Asked Braden about that earlier, just said, hey, you know, if he was healthy all season long.
Martz wide to the left. Speculative effort from about 30 yards. It'll be a goal kick. Let's see that goal one more time from Seton. And just sloppy defending. You'd never see this from St. Louis.
Sean Reynolds coming out of the back, very lackadaisical, trying to find Lewis Hilton. There's the press, normally employed by St. Louis. Taste of their own medicine, good step fight. Orange County, this is trying to pull the trigger from distance. Now you're Anthony Pulis. You're definitely not going to hit the panic button too early for that because they had a decent run of play there. The spell wasn't bad. They were in this match. Again, just something we don't necessarily see from them, that buildup coming out of the back. Usually their bread and butter. And now what's your response going to be? You're on the road, hostile environment versus a squad that's only lost 3 times here all season. Can you be one to put that number 4 there? Plenty of time for you to get back in.
All 3 of those home losses, by the way, Orange County were shut out. They've never lost at home when they've scored a goal. And for St. Louis, a team that is not particularly prolific going forward, this has to be a nightmare to give up a goal this early to an attacking side this good. There's Walls for Kavita on the right. They'll try to go this direction. There's a shove on Calistri. They're going to give him a throw as Quinn, who Braden Cloutier described as the most competitive person you'll ever meet, gives Calistri a little shove in the back here. Just a little bit of the forearm.
Very nice of Aidan to introduce himself this early on in the match. We're going to be neighbors, as we'll borrow a cup of sugar.
Quinn, of course, a former teammate of Anthony Pulis with Orlando City in 2014. That was Pulis' final season as a player. Ball down the pitch, deflected out off of Cox. It'll be a throw for Joe Amico, the left back out of Indianapolis for Orange County. And a terrific start for the home team. Cronale. Orange County very calmly dictating the game. Here's Jones. And they are happy to hang on to the ball for a little while here. 17th minute. Orange County will be very happy with their start. If they do hold on here, they'll take on Reno next Saturday, right here in Irvine. They will not have to travel in the Western Conference playoffs. Ina Voltson, great control. And Ina Voltson stays on the ball. He's got support. Here's Bierman, the Irvine native. Chaplow. They'll just settle things down as St. Louis gets numbers behind the ball. Kevin Alston, the veteran right back. Quinn. Amico. Orange County bringing numbers into the box. Quinn in space. Quinn wide right. Way too much space in front of the penalty area. And Aidan Quinn says, all right, I'll take a crack at it. Very nearly made it 2-0.
Once again, St. Louis just very lethargic in their defending efforts. Nice build-up by Orange County, but it was predictable. You saw the ball come down to the byline. When it doesn't get whipped back across, you know the trailing run is going to be right at the top of the box. Lewis Hilton, Tony Walls need to do a better job in communication, picking those things out. See the ball start to move back out. Someone's got to press and apply some pressure.
And nobody closed to Quinn down. Just had plenty of time.
To be fair, St. Louis got lucky. Michael Seton was actually trailing on the initial run that they did not play in. He was wide open on the back post, so when it resets on that button, they got a second chance at life, but very nearly taken away from them.
He has been a nightmare for Sean Reynolds so far tonight. Here's some pressure from St. Louis. Amico and the veteran Hoivelt play out of it. Braden Cloutier told us they brought in Josh Hoivelt especially for situations like this, for the postseason when they signed him in June. Another former Premier League player with Southampton. Played for Celtic. Host of championship clubs in England. Here's Darwin Jones for Orange County. Now Chaplow, who was Hoivelt's teammate at Southampton. Lops one to the left. And that ball kind of skipped by Bierman. He recovers at the touchline. Quinn again, puts it in for Bierman, too tight to net. And cleared away by Calistri, but again, lots of space for Orange County attacking down that left wing.
Like your point on Hoivelt, because even though he is still in his mid-20s, it's that veteran leadership. You play 6-7 clubs at very high levels. You come to the United States and just continue to apply that pressure and help out from a veteran standpoint, everything that you could want. And even though he's only used sparingly, not in the starting 11 on a regular basis, it's tough to see him back out there.
Here is Hoivelt, his 13th different club, Orange County. What a difference he has made, providing some veteran leadership at the back. And now a little tussle here. Jones and Walls getting into it. Seton, excuse me. And St. Louis picking up a yellow card for Walls. Just his second of the year, and Seton clearly in the heads of the St. Louis defense right now.
Quality French being spoken on the field at this point in time. I respect that. Seton's got to be careful. I don't mind getting into the head games, but when you see the referee step in, probably time to cut it out, because the next thing you'll be on the top of his chopping block.
Rami Touchon, our head referee tonight, marshaling the game. Walls, captain and MVP of the Rochester Rhinos side that won the 2015 USL Cup. They're going to give Seton a yellow card too here, just as you said, as he's really instigated this little scrum. Oh, and now they've sent off Walls. Tony Walls, it looks like in this scrum here, I don't know what was said. I didn't see any physical activity there that would incur that. But Walls has been sent off. And that is a horrific blow for St. Louis.
Definitely something that occurred outside the field of vision. So this is a nasty challenge from behind Seton. He steps up, actually tries to help him, doesn't want it. Okay, fine. And then the extracurriculars start to kick in. Some wording going back and forth. Referee does not like the verbiage being used, and that's definitely for some inappropriate comments directed at Michael Seton. Hard to speculate exactly what was said, but referee didn't like it.
Yeah, so we were able to see the bottom of the hand giving the card, but we couldn't see the color. And it turns out it was red. And now St. Louis, already down 1-0, will have to play the rest of the match with 10 men. And here's Quinn. Enof Olsen looking for number 22. He crossed it. It was deflected and out to Jones. Orange County already putting on the Jets. They smell blood in the water now. And that went over the end line to be a goal kick. But oh boy, what a game changer right there. Tony Walls gets himself sent off 20 minutes into the playoff game, the first playoff game in club history. And he is sent off 20 minutes in. St. Louis playing with 10 men.
If you're the referee, Remy Touchon, you have to believe that whatever was said was beyond reversible, something absolutely terrible, because to not be involved in anything malicious whatsoever, opening 20 minutes of the game, and the referee, not just to go to his book, but to go to a red.
Straight red, yep.
You know something bad happened.
Anyway, we will not find out what that is. We're not going to speculate on it, but whatever it was, like you said, Devin, so beyond the pale that Walls is out of this game, and now St. Louis, I mean, you couldn't cook up a worse start. You give up an early goal, then you lose one of your center midfielders, such an important position in that 4-4-2. What does Anthony Poulos do now?
remember, not just a center midfielder, it was his sort of versatile makeshift center midfielder
Right.
after losing Wallfall. Tony Walls had been playing right back. Past few games, he shifted into the midfield because Wallfall is not healthy. Now, you got to weather the storm. Lewis Hilton is going to have to drop a bit more. Expect the likes of Michael Cox, Albert Dequa to step in defensively, help kind of congest the middle of the field. If you're going to get something, it's 100% going to be from a set piece or a counter-attacking opportunity. But strap yourselves in because the odometer is going to start to tick a bit higher for St. Louis.
Here's Enoch Olsen. It's like a 4-4-1 with 9 outfield players for St. Louis here, as you would expect. Jones. Alston. Darwin Jones again. Cross dugout by Hilton, intended for Enoch Olsen. Now Dequa bodied off the ball, and here they come again. Quinn to Bierman. Orange County just played sort of half-field football right now. Up a man, and boy, I'm not sure there's a team in USL I would want to go down a man against less than this Orange County side. Here's Amico. Orange County looking for the kill early. Kavita doing well here. Gets the ball to the touchline. Last touch by Kavita. Bierman. Cross to nobody in particular. It's lined up by Alston. Jones dispossessed by Polak. Cleared, but right into the chest of Quinn. Now Hilton taking it away from Aidan Quinn. St. Louis has to do something to relieve the pressure here, but they're going to be under pressure for the rest of this game. Down a man, down a goal, on the road in the club's first ever postseason game.
What they've done is shifted Hilton over a bit. They've tucked Joey Calistri inside alongside Lewis Hilton, letting Albert Dequa to be employed on the right wing. Michael Cox is going to have to sit in a hybrid 9-10 role. Going to have to stay very compressed defensively, even more so now that you're down to 10. Orange County's so talented on the offensive side of the ball. To your point, a bit more running now to be done, but still more than capable. I've seen so many times people come from behind.
Oh, it's a bad giveaway. Bierman one-on-one. What a save by Gomez. It falls for Quinn. Enoch Olsen now sliding through for Seton. It's knocked away. What a save that was by Gomez. They're not done yet. Here's Jones. Into the seats. It'll be a goal kick.
Anthony Pulis went out and got him for a reason. This is exactly why the netminder in full form right now. Wasn't happy early on with the giveaway. Then it led to a goal. Sometimes you got to take it upon yourself. Throws his team on his shoulders right here. Back-to-back fantastic saves by Tomas Gomez.
He got just enough of that. It hit off of Seton and out. What a great play. Hey fans, be sure to stop by your favorite local supermarket and pick up some red shell miso dressing, sesame soy dressing, and teriyaki sauce today. It's great on salad, sandwiches, pastas, your favorite meats, and as a dipping sauce. So give it a try. More salad, please. 1-0 Orange County, 27th minute. St. Louis down to 10 men. This has been a dream start for the home side as they look to make a run from the #1 spot to the USL Cup final. November 8th on ESPN2. And Devin, we were talking about this before the game. The #1 seed in the West, since the conference was formed in 2015, has lost every single year. It was this Orange County team in Carson against Los Dos that lost in 2015. Then the following year, Sacramento fell, and last year was Real Monarchs falling to Sacramento.
Find it hard pressed to see that happening again now.
Well, it's certainly going to be an uphill battle for St. Louis. Orange County, the team that started the trend, will look to be the team to end it. Here's Jones. Another low cross deflected out for a corner kick, brought to you by Big Ones. First corner kick of the match for Orange County. And we're going to have a substitute for St. Louis as they try to get the right personnel on to play with 9. Kyle Culbertson will come on. And Dequa will come off. So they're going to leave Cox in as the lone center forward. And Anthony Pulis wants a better defender on the outside. Your substitutions brought to you by Shire.
Wouldn't be surprised if they move Austin Martz over to the right side here. Culbertson tends to be played a bit more on the left side of things, though he does a lot of these pieces that can be interchanged regularly.
Ball whipped in, headed away by Cox, playing center back there a little bit in this 4-4-1 10-man formation. Now another ball whipped in, Seton! It's a brace for the Jamaican. And it's 2-0 Orange County. Have yourself a half hour, young man. Got a guy sent off, scored 2 goals. Not such a bad day at the office.
He hails from Spanish Town, Jamaica. How about this? Great ball to the back post. Cannot give him space, cannot give him time or confidence. All of it has been put on a silver platter in the opening half for Michael Seton. He has taken full advantage and bagged his brace.
This is a blaring advertisement to the Jamaican national team. You want some goals in the Gold Cup next year? I'm right here. I'm ready to go. Michael Seton, 14 goals in 27 appearances for Braden Cloutier at Orange County SC. 2-0, not a half hour in. They're up 11 on 10. You could not have come up with a better start for Orange County. They are an hour away from moving on to the Western Conference semifinals.
On the other side of things, Anthony Pulis and his boys, an absolute nightmarish beginning to this match. The last thing that he would have wanted was, number one, the terrible giveaway, followed up by the red card. And to be fair, the defending wasn't atrocious on that. Sometimes that's just pure athletic ability. Seton gave himself an opportunity, challenged it, saw the leaping capability, got to hit it right at the pinnacle of things, able to find that far post, and sometimes it's just better.
You see the physical tools to why he was such a, I mean, this was a guy that was hailed as the future of Jamaican football as a teenager, and he just has not put it together as a professional in the stops that he's been. And, I mean, he was a teenager. You never know with a young kid like that, but now as a more mature young man at age 22, he is starting to put it all together. What a season, and what a half hour to begin your playoff career, huh? St. Louis has to open things up a little bit more now. Martz deflects it off. Calistri trying to get it under control. Cronale cleans it up. If that's a better first touch, Calistri maybe has a chance to take a shot there. Instead, it's back to Hilton. And St. Louis in dire straits at the moment. Anthony Pulis, I know he's a pretty calm and collected guy. If there's any nervous Nellies on that St. Louis team, the dream that they had last night couldn't have been bad as the reality that they're facing here in Irvine, California. And Anthony Pulis, what a run to even get this team to this spot with all the injuries they've had this year. They've never made the playoffs in their history. But, boy, just tough to come back from this.
It was a good look at the main man, and you're spot on. And now how do you respond? Because now you're down 2 goals. You've already made some tactical shifts based upon the red card, and you're behind. Is it possible? Absolutely, anything's possible. We've seen some fantastic comebacks over the course of this season. Probable? Not necessarily. The Luligans, if anybody thinks they can do it, I'm sure it's their traveling fan squad. They have a fantastic fan base that follows them all over the country, but not exactly the way that you would want to get things going.
Bierman into the smoke. Orange County looking to just blow this open. They don't want to leave any doubt. You know, Reno is watching this closely. They will be traveling to Irvine if Orange County does win this game here. Here's Seton. Quinn. Chaplow. For Darwin Jones. Polak comes out to meet him. Quinn pulling all the strings. Seton holding things up. Quinn again. Chaplow Jones, great ball movement. Jones, and Gomez gets a paw on it at the last moment. What a strike from Darwin Jones. Could have been 3-0.
Some quality tiki-taka right at the top of the 18. The buildup from Orange County hasn't really included number 13, Darwin Jones, in the opening portion of this half. Most of it's been Bierman all on the left, but they find a way to siphon it back around. Jones just throws it in about 30 yards out. Great save by Gomez.
Big one's corner kick. It's flung in, popped up over the bar by Ina Voltson. Actually, I think it was Cronali who had the last look at that. It'll be a goal kick for Tomas Gomez. Orange County Soccer Club is proud to be the host for the USL Cup playoffs in the OC. Tickets are on sale now for a potential, and what's starting to look likely, conference semifinal matchup with Reno 1868 FC on Saturday, October 27th. Don't miss exciting USL Cup playoff soccer in what has already been a historic season in Orange County. Visit orangecountysoccer.com/2018 playoffs. Here's Calistri trying to get one back for St. Louis. Slides it in. That's a great ball and a better sliding tackle from Alston, the veteran, to get that away from Austin Martz, who made a charge down from the left wing. Good movement by Calistri, too.
Much better. And now if you're St. Louis, find a way to keep them pinned in here. Play a higher line. This is where they've got their backs up against the wall. They don't have that load of space to kind of isolate you and do what they just did on the other side of the ball.
This will be part of the reason they brought in Culbertson for these long throws. Headed out by Cronali. And down to Darwin Jones. Jones couldn't get it all the way clear, but it'll be an Orange County throw. And that'll force St. Louis to pull back a little bit. Here's that tackle from Alston.
If there's any question mark on the field for Orange County, it is their back line. Their back line ever evolving and shifting. Braden Cloutier acknowledged it, says, you know, it's something we've taken notice of. We've been consistently working on it offensively. They are a juggernaut. On the defensive side of the ball, they've struggled at times. He said, I'm tired of winning games 5-2, 5-3. Let's try and keep it 0.
Now, they're lucky to have Alston back today. He left with a knock in the 11th minute in their final regular season game against Reno. Another throw-in, falls outside. Hilton's shot took a deflection, I believe. No, if it deflected, it was off his own guy. St. Louis thinks they have a corner. Referee is signaling goal kick. That definitely hit somebody, right? I'm not crazy.
I'm with you. I'm running to the corner myself. I'm throwing a tantrum, not even moving.
I think Tucson probably thinks it hit a St. Louis player on the way out. But the way that Orange County was sort of just quietly going about their business suggests to me that that was not the case. St. Louis certainly did not need breaks going against them. Jones. So we hear a little bit of Anthony Pulis not thrilled at all as he jaws with fourth official Joseph Salinas. Ball placed central. Culbertson for Cox. He's bodied off the ball by Bierman. And Quinn calmly disposes of it into midfield.
You can catch Anthony Pulis in his comments on the sideline here, almost as if he's mic'd up. He's not, but things are close enough, which I want to track back to the red card. Makes me believe he probably got a pretty good glimpse, or I should say acoustic, of what was said, because you didn't hear a lot of questioning from him on the sideline whatsoever. So must have been pretty malicious with intent for him not to have a lobbying on the negative side of things.
To recap, if you're joining us recently, Tony Walls sent off about 20 minutes on for something that was said after a hard challenge by Michael Seton. Seton picked up a yellow card. Walls was sent off with a straight red. It was 1-0 at that point. It's 2-0 now. Seton is on a brace here in the first half. Here is Reynolds, who has had better nights. A 28-year-old who won the USL Cup last year with Louisville City, but was not retained this year. Instead took his talents to the Western Conference to play for St. Louis. St. Louis will be happy to have a little bit of the ball here. If they could find a way to squeeze one out before halftime and at least get a little bit of life injected back into them. Here's Polak. Good combination play. Tyler Polak. Back into Martz. Martz from way out, and that'll land somewhere among the tumbleweeds and head down towards those tents. There's Calistri actually put a drive into that. And when you're down a man and you're down 2-0 in the first half in a playoff game, I think any shot is worth commending. And now a little bit of pressure. Cronale hitting one into the air. Calistri got his noggin on it, but it'll be an Orange County throw. If you're Orange County now, you've got everything you wanted to start this game. It's just a matter of staying composed and not making a mistake. Here's Jones accelerating on Polak. Jones whips it across. It was touched by Reynolds. Falls into no man's land, picked up by Calistri. Calistri looking to accelerate on it. He slipped on the turf, and it's won back by Quinn.
How about Kevin Alston? You mentioned him earlier coming out. Reno game. They said it was a bit precautionary. He's a seasoned vet, wanted to make sure he was okay. Funny story for all you out there who possibly haven't heard this. Brought it up to Braden Cloutier, said he had heard it. Kevin Alston was a free agent at the beginning of this year, wandering around. He was actually in a mall, ran into the head coach from Phoenix Rising, Rick Shantz. Rick Shantz said, love to have you. Why don't you give us a shout? Braden Cloutier beat him to the punch and now gets to put him on the right side of the pitch. It's kind of one of those things you look back and go, what if? Could have been red and black instead of orange and black.
Well, Devin, I don't buy that he ran into him in the wall.
Sure.
If you're recruiting a guy, oh, hey, we just happened to run into each other.
Stalked him.
Come join our team. Well, he joined Orange County, and he's been a savior for them to settle down that right back position. He played for Anthony Pulis last year at Orlando City B when he was recovering from an injury with OCB. Now playing against him in the USL playoffs. Making a key intervention to keep it 2-0. Reynolds, Hilton. 4 minutes to add a time. It's been all Orange County. Michael Seton on a brace, and OC playing up a man. Reynolds, long ball over the head of Calistri, and comfortably settled in by Amico. Oh, heavy touch there, and Rawls lucky to get away with that. Blasts it out of play for a St. Louis throw. Nearly a horrible mistake by Andre Rawls.
Terrible mistake by the loanee from NYCFC. Just a typical walk in the park, nice ball back. That first touch, horrendous. Cannot give a ball like that away anywhere on the pitch. You got a loan right inside the 18.
It's funny, as the sweeper keeper has come into vogue, you see stuff like that more and more, where these guys, they're trying to be outfield players, and they make a colossal mistake like that. Long throw dealt with comfortably by Cronale. Culbertson looking to keep it alive. Now Martz. Good ball into Culbertson. St. Louis looking a lot better in the last 10 minutes or so. Orange County sagging off a bit. Hilton. Polak. Culbertson. Polak again, and now Orange County drawing them out a little bit. Or rather the other way around. St. Louis trying to get some of that compact defense a little bit higher up the field. A foul on Inovolson as he tapped Polak, hugging the touchline. Coming up at halftime, we'll have a look at the playoff bracket. A lot of interesting results today. Few upsets.
Some serious movement.
Yeah, we will break down everything on both sides of the bracket. And of course, we'll have highlights from our game, and we'll break it all down for you. If you're a St. Louis fan, you might want to shield your eyes. Polak drives it into the box. It's Hoivelt to head it away. Now comes down to Martz on the outside. Austin Martz racing to the end line, crosses in. Hoivelt again. St. Louis throw.
Good look by Kavita. You could tell him just a little bit of patience. Take a deep breath here. You've done a good job pinning Orange County in. A few moments left in this half. Got that long throw by Kyle Culbertson again. Everybody hit the reset button. Let the big bodies up into the box. See if you can find a flick on or two.
Culbertson throwing in. And it's a long throw. Headed out. St. Louis again looking to keep it alive. Here's Martz. Alston with the clearance. Minute and a half to injury time. St. Louis starting to come alive here. Orange County clearly sitting back and inviting a little bit more pressure from a 10-man side. And St. Louis consistently getting the ball into the penalty area.
Have to wonder how much emotion was expended with the red card and then the back-to-back goals. A lot riding high for Orange County. Now just taking a deep breath, trying to get their wits about them.
Culbertson does it again. It falls. Top of the area. Hilton down, and a shot way high. And that is some sound and fury from Lewis Hilton.
As a player, you have to be better in these situations. You're on a 10-man squad, not going to get a lot of looks. They were going to be few and far between when you're at 11v11. But playing down a man for about 75% of the match, have to be calculated in your actions. Hilton just let his form break down a bit, got the best of him. Saw him leaning back right at the end. That's why he pushes it up over the bar.
I think the captain did a great job to get that down to him. You hate to see opportunities like that go by if you're St. Louis. Here's Reynolds. Back to the keeper, maybe one more rush for St. Louis before halftime. Could see more than the typical 1 minute here. We had the red card, we had a couple goals, we had a substitution. Cox. Calistri. Martz working on Amico. 2 minutes added on to the end of the first half. Here's Martz. Stepping in. Calistri. Martz again. Orange County very compact. Calistri turning on Bierman. Martz, flick too tight. Unable to pick out the runner. It'll be a goal kick for Andre Rawls, and Orange County can wind off some time to the end of the half.
Austin Martz needs to recognize what they've done there. There's no real reason to play that ball in. With the spin coming across and you've got a heavy amount of pace on it, all that's going to happen is a touch, and then you're going to bring it right back out, so you're starting right where you came from.
Reminder to follow at USL on Twitter, the official Twitter feed of the league, keeping you up to date with news, live game updates, and highlights at USL on Twitter. Also on Facebook at facebook.com/USL Soccer. Highlights from every game on the league's Facebook page. St. Louis appears to have run their last for the first half, a nightmarish first half for the away team. They give up 2, they lose a man. Orange County flying high as we head toward the break. Amico. They're just gonna pass it around the back line until Rami Tuchan gives them the all clear to go to the dressing room. Hoivelt stepping up with it a little bit. And then finds Austin. Voltson dipping deep. And Tronali. Hoivelt. Time running down. Here's Amico. A little pressure here from St. Louis, but not enough. And there's halftime. A hearty round of applause from the home fans for a nearly perfect first half. Michael Seton with a brace. Orange County up a man. They are rolling heading into the break. It all started with a giveaway for St. Louis. Seton hits 1. The red card gets him a man up. Seton would come back with another. We'll break down everything when we come back. 2-0 Orange County.
At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there is no one better at getting you back to you.
It's been a very happy day for those ladies and gentlemen. Orange County 2-0 up at halftime. They're a man up as well. Michael Seton with a brace. USL playoffs going on all weekend. Let's have a look at the rest of the bracket. How about this Eastern Conference scoreboard? Pittsburgh going down, Charleston going down, and Cincinnati got a heck of a scare at home against Nashville.
I'm going to give myself a pat on the back, go out on the record and say, I called that Red Bull upset. I mean, that was a fantastic match. Tom Barlow has single-handedly dismantled the Battery season, had a hat trick and that 4-4 tie a few weeks ago, gets the lone goal tonight. FC Cincinnati at the death, able to escape things in PKs. Bradley Bourgeois tied it in the 115th minute. They missed the sudden death in the sixth kick. Kenny Walker gets the winner. Riverhounds shocked, absolutely shocked. Bizo gets the winner. Raymond Lee sends it outside, and this is exactly what you got now. It's crazy stuff out there.
You look at the West, Phoenix winners against T2 last night. Reno goes to Real Monarchs and beats them 1-0. So the winner of this game will face Reno next week. Sacramento is 1-0 up at home to Swope Park Rangers so far tonight. So things progressing relatively as expected in the West, not quite so much in the East.
Didier Drogba siding for Phoenix Rising as well, so that's nice to see. Jason Johnson back from injury, so that's good as well. The Jamaican getting involved. The Reno Real Monarchs team was interesting. Reno had the better run of play. Real Monarchs had the better chances. Brian Brown, 92nd minute, game winner.
That's unbelievable. Reno moves on. They also did not lose to Orange County this year. The Drums have been playing all night. They've been playing well for Orange County. 2-0 lead. We'll have some highlights and stats coming up later on in halftime. Stay with us.
Sliding through the defense, now he's into the 18. Has one more to beat, gets it through. Harding has scored in the open minute. What a strike. Laces behind the ball. What a quality strike. Independence pushing forward for an immediate equalizer, targeting Herrera. He tries the overhead kick and buries it. Jorge Herrera.
Well, look, a win here today.
Oh, what an effort.
Stunning finish.
Mandiola again. Ball hit across. What a finish! Ochoa! Ochoa leaves no doubt for Las Vegas.
Robinson going for goal and puts it away beautifully. Saeed Robinson with his 5th of the year.
Is Bajev leaving it for Matiasic, gives a shot on goal, it's on the post, a rebound shot just outside the 6 as Isley couldn't sneak in.
Trying to get ahead of the goalkeeper Byers, he does, deals it back, arriving is Takers! What a save in recovery from Brian Byers. Lancaster, saved by Tambakis.
Trying to put things up for auction. What a great ball played in.
Here's Enriquez running on Hedrick. Enriquez, what a save,
What a save.
by Cardone. Just got the fingertips on that one to keep San Antonio alive.
It took a really special save there from Matt Cardone to get across to his left.
It's Matt LaGrassa. Save made! Rebound available, but cleared out. Patterson Sewell, the Tennessean, a primal scream.
Let's have a look at some USL news and notes. How about Eric Wijnaldum going to be the new leader at Las Vegas Lights FC after a tough inaugural season out in the desert?
Shocked. In a good way. Was just surprised that they were able to go out and get such a massive name. United States Soccer saw what he was able to do for Cal FC. Hoping things are a bit different than what went on at Atlanta, but an excellent opportunity for him to push his name back into the limelight. And I like the 4 sides, USL playoff debuts, Nashville and Indy. They fought hard. Indy unfortunately stumbled out of the break and was just too much. The boys in purple, Louisville City, have actually been firing on all cylinders. T2 thought they would get back into it, but you know what? the game plan from the week before just could not come back around again. St. Louis, if you're just joining us, is behind the 8 ball. Red card, down 2-0.
Yeah, it's not been a good start for St. Louis, so it's looking like an 0 for 4 for those new teams unless St. Louis can make a comeback. And, of course, the USL, brand new league next year in League One. The USL Pro League becomes USL Championship, and the PDL becomes USL League 2. We're so excited about this new structuring, this streamlined structuring that will bring really a great next step for American soccer.
Love the metric that USL has put together where 70% of players in the MLS at one point in time have been involved with the PDL, now League 2 club.
It's going to be the path to pro. It's going to be absolutely tremendous. When we come back, we'll have highlights and stats from our game. It's been all Orange County. They lead it 2-0 at the break.
From Southern California, half Costamodo, shooting, scoring! Oh, it's a world-class goal from Orange County. He'll strike towards goal, and it's gone in! And Orange County has struck again. Counter! He scores! And brings back Orange County. He's swinging edge of the 6-yard area. The header comes in! He scores! Sedgwick's a chance to put Orange County in front, and he does!
What makes my famous brisket, chicken marinade, and punch so good? A lemon lime secret ingredient I'm never going to tell. 7 Up. Who's hungry? Do more with 7 Up.
Welcome back to Championship Soccer Stadium in Orange County, California. The home side ascendant. They lead it 2-0. This is the Subaru Orange Coast halftime report. Let's have a look at the first half highlights. And Devin, this has been Orange County really from the get-go. A bad giveaway by Sean Reynolds leads to a goal for Michael Seton.
This is going to happen in the 11th minute. To be fair to St. Louis, the opening 10 were not bad whatsoever for the visiting squad. They were counterpunching a bit, kept themselves in this game, but decided to turn it over. Uncharacteristic by this very composed back line and center midfield for Anthony Pulis and his boys. Give it right to Enevoldsen, lays it off to Seton, and then you just see the blazing speed. Nice little toe poke to the far post. They're out 1-0.
Now, later on, Joey Calistri, 15th minute. We've seen a few of these from way outside. This is actually Austin Martz that took this one. And then Orange County just continuing to pour it on. Aidan Quinn nearly missing from long range. This is still at even strength here.
How many times did we see this build up in the first half where the ball got to the byline, couldn't get anything into the 6, decided to get the trailing run right at the top of the box? That's usually the format for Real Monarchs, and Orange County following suit a bit there, and then the chances started to pile up, one after another. One-on-one opportunities. Thank goodness for Tomas Gomez. He decided to show up. Unfortunately, a lot of individual brilliance from Orange County coming down the stretch. You could see the door. They were right on the edge of it, just continued to knock. Gomez would step up one time after another. That would lead to the second goal. Great ball in by Austin. Better finish by Michael Seton.
Yeah, Seton just getting up over 2 players. This is now after the red card to Tony Walls. And just an unbelievable finish by Seton. He's on a brace through 45 minutes. Just tremendous stuff for Orange County. There were a few chances for St. Louis down the stretch. You've seen shots, they've sort of caught up a little bit, but they've yet to test Andre Rawls, and overall just a nightmare for them.
Possession isn't necessarily the worst thing that you're going to see. Before the red card, this is actually at 52-48. So not a huge drop-off for St. Louis, and to your point, there was a good clawing back in right at the end of the first half. Can they carry that momentum over into the second? We'll see, but when you get your chances, there's not going to be a lot. So, need to tone things up a bit, follow your form, trust your instincts, don't let your emotion get the best of you, try and finish your chances.
And again, playing a man down, 2-0 down on the road. Welcome to the playoffs, St. Louis FC. Hope you've enjoyed. I tend to doubt it. Evan Weston, Devin Kerr with you. Start of the second half here at Championship Soccer Stadium in Irvine, California. First time ever, Orange County, the county itself, not the club, has hosted a postseason game. And I think they'd like to host another next weekend against Reno 1868 FC. St. Louis in white, Orange County in their home black. Great color matchup with the green versus the orange, although no green really all that present in the away kit for St. Louis. It's a navy blue adorning the white. Culbertson back to Reynolds. Orange County looks like they're content to absorb a little pressure here. They're going to sag off as they did in the last 15 minutes or so of the first half. And let St. Louis come to them, even though they are up a man. If you're Braden Cloutier, are you chasing the game here? And as we see it, here's Seton looking to start the rush, but his ball was loose, and Fink cleans it up for St. Louis. Are you trying to just kill this game off, or are you okay sitting back and conserving some energy?
Would be absolutely shocked if they didn't come out and try and go get a third and really put this to bed. We saw that in the first half, where once they got the first one, they started to build into this game even much more after the red card. And then from there, no confidence, no character, no problem. We'll take everything from here. They ran away with it. Things tailored toward the end of the first half. So now when you come out in the second, where's that high tempo, high energy? Go get a third goal and let's end this thing.
Here's Quinn. What a player he's been this year. 11 goals, 14 assists, starting every game. There's a foul on the touchline as Darwin Jones took a nasty shot. Jones, 26-year-old out of the University of Washington, who had been playing in the Swedish second tier before Braden Cloutier brought him back to the States in July. It'll be a free kick for Orange County. Culbertson having some words with Rami Tuchen.
Don't be late again. Don't fucking hurt his leg again.
Orange County looking to take off as much time as they can, and now some words between Tuchen and Quinn as it looks like Tuchen is going to the book here. Just gonna make a note. Not exactly sure what the delay is here, and Anthony Poulos looks as nonplussed as we are. I didn't see a card come out.
Definitely not. There was a bit of tussling after the challenge on Aidan Quinn. He and Culbertson had a few words. They exchanged some light body blows.
Orange County now controlling the ball, and St. Louis with 10 men is going to have to moderate when they press, when they sit back and try to get it on the counter. They did card Quinn, although we didn't get to see it. Now a ball through, and a shot blocked by Fink. Played back in, knocked down right to Seton, and Gomez dives on top of it. More shaky defending for St. Louis. Hurled outside by Gomez. Martz to Culbertson. Oh, excuse me, that was Polak. Here is Culbertson. Both sporting my hairdo.
It's popular. You're trending.
It's popular for the wrong reasons. But, you know, we receding gentlemen do the best we can. I can only empathize. Here's Reynolds. Had himself a tough first half. Now Culbertson puts it outside. St. Louis could see a lot of the ball here. Orange County, they trust their defense, especially up a man, to grind out this game for them. And now Seton with a takeaway on Reynolds again. Another ball that finds its way right to Fink as Ian Olsen was making the run.
Seton's distribution skills have not been on point whatsoever, and he's not necessarily known for that, but a ball for Ian Olsen, put that ball into space up in the air, let him run underneath it.
He's not bad at it, though. He's got 6 assists. He's noted for his hold-up play. Ball to the outside. Cross in front for Cox. It finds its way across the goal mouth for Kevin Alston. Five minutes into the second half. Not much to report. Orange County steady as they go, looking to advance to the Western Conference semifinals for the second time in 3 years. They did it in 2016 as an 8 seed, going to Sacramento and beating the Republic. They'll look to be the first Western Conference #1 to win a playoff game. Here's a foul. Let's have a look at that yellow card on Quinn that we couldn't see. It was for a foul before the foul that got everybody up in arms. You see that challenge where he steps on Calistri behind the play there. And Quinn getting the card right away before the extracurriculars happened afterwards. Here's Richard Chaplow, Premier League veteran, to Cronelli. Now Quinn. Jones. Culbertson on his hip. Outside for Alston. Quinn. Really is the puppet master up there at the top of the penalty arc. He's got Chaplow combining with him, even without Christian Duke, who was not on the team sheet tonight for an undisclosed reason. Such a lethal center midfield combination. And now Alston doing good work on Martz. Alston with a cross. Did not stay in play. It'll be a goal kick for Gomez. Alston showing off the footwork though.
Martz gets a bit lucky here, doesn't he? Good stuff by Alston. And turns him around. Unfortunately, ball just drifts over to the end line before it makes its way back into play.
Reynolds. Orange County now has pushed Ina Voltson up high and switched into a flat 4-4-2. Be a little bit more defensive here, trying to kill off the game. So Ina Voltson, he can play as a left side midfielder, he can play as a 10, he can play as a second forward. Martz hits it right to Alston. Well, I love that horn solo.
You play instruments?
I played, you ever heard of the euphonium?
I do not.
Yeah, it's basically a smaller tuba that has the same register as a trombone, although it's a little bit more soulful.
Fair enough.
Played the euphonium in high school, but a little bit of bass trombone too I dabbled with. But
You dabbled?
Dabbled a little bit.
No Yaz flute?
No, not quite.
I played a mean recorder.
Yeah, that was my 4th grade go-to.
Respect.
Hot cross buns was my jam. Here's Darwin Jones working on Polak. Orange County, boy, they could get a 3rd. Would be already circling next weekend on their calendars. Chaplow, and a great touch there by Amico. But this is perfectly fine for Orange County. They are happy to just set the tempo and control the ball. Good ball there by Chaplow to Jones. Jones takes a crack. Gomez got a piece of it on the way out. I think it might have been deflected by Polak. I think Jones may have megged him with the shot through the calves there. And then Gomez took a swat at it to try and keep it in. It'll be a big one's corner kick for Orange County.
He's just having a crack here. He doesn't actually think he's going to get away with the meg, trying to go for the far post. Ends up going right in between the legs of Tyler Polak. Drifts over to the end line. Look at Gomez punching the ball in frustration. Long night for him.
Sorry, Devin. I think the deflection actually did take the ball off target because it hit the other side of his heel and brought it out. Here's a cross from Alston, headed away by Sam Fink, the captain, the only player on this roster who's been here longer than 2 years. Fink is signed with St. Louis straight out of college, out of Wake Forest. He spent last year with OKC and then came back for this season. This is a franchise that's gone through a lot for a team only in its 4th season. 3 different head coaches, never made the postseason until this year. And now enduring a nightmare here in Orange County. Calistri tripped up. Referee says play on.
Growing pains would be putting politely. All the managers, each and every time they had their talisman step in, they felt like he was going to be the one. And last year, really thought they had it with Preki, and things just didn't work out for them.
Yeah, Preki only lasting one season, and now assisting for the Seattle Sounders, who just punched their ticket to the postseason in Major League Soccer. But Preki not cutting it as a head coach. They bring in Anthony Poulos, who was out of a job when Orlando City B elected not to play this year. And Poulos with, I mean, as bad an injury list as you've seen in USL this year, somehow, some way, this team willed itself 9-3-3 in their last 15 to get into the postseason. It is an utterly remarkable run that St. Louis went on in the last 3 months of the year.
Plenty of time for them to get back into this match, and regardless of the outcome, you do wonder, is it a season of what ifs? Because of all those injuries, you're talking about a team that, if they had the roster to bolster things down the mid-season form, if you will, cup run and this, that, and the other, can you get it going, and can you get the reinforcements to try and get some regular points? That wasn't the case.
Well, this is good news here for St. Louis. They've got a free kick as Cox was dragged from behind by his jersey. And you don't need an extra man to score on a free kick. And they're going to bring in the cultured leg of Lewis Hilton to try and whip one in here. They're a little bit farther out than it looked where the foul that actually occurred. They're going to bring Polak over as well on the ball, but this is a situation where St. Louis has to try and at least get something near the target.
Both Hilton and Wallfall possess the capability from this distance, falling out on the field, and being the sense that you're probably not going to get a lot, this will be whipped into the box. Expect someone to get into the mixer, use those big bodies, try and body someone in that frame.
Maybe looking for Cox or Fink, both at 6'2". Reynolds, the other center back, is not inside the penalty area here. It's Hilton. Whipped in ball, punched out by Rawls. Was Hilton going for goal there?
Nah, he whipped it in. It was right at the top of the 6. Rawls did a good job stepping out.
Definitely had sort of a line drive bent to it, but you're right, that was coming out. And Rawls saw it perfectly. Now they'll try the long throw with Culbertson. Hucks it in. It falls in between two guys, deflected off of Rawls for a corner as Kavita crashed in. And St. Louis starting to knock on the door, and Rawls is down. He took a shot there from Fanuel Kavita.
The strike comes right off his face. As a goalkeeper, you're going to get into these situations from time to time. Comes out, just makes himself big. Here's a better look at that opportunity a second ago. Michael Cox, about 7 yards out. With a good step by the goaltender, just getting involved, and this is exactly when it drops right on the doorstep. Kavita, oh, right off the old noggin.
That is not fun. That is not something that you want to experience as a goalkeeper. It'll happen. Goalkeepers are a bit different than everybody else.
That's being nice about it.
And that's stock and trade. Andre Rawls, really the first half of the year was the best keeper in the league. I don't think anyone would dispute that. He picked up a knock. He's been trying to find his form again. A loanee from New York City FC, who had been third choice with the Pigeons the last 2 years behind Sean Johnson. Has found himself on loan here with Orange County. The Polak, ball towards the near post, cleared away by Cronali. Martz. Outside for Culbertson, that fell and then went off the back of Seton, and it rolls out towards the touchline. Now Reynolds trying to keep the play alive. Rawls punches, goes down again. They call the foul on St. Louis. It's on Calistri, who was down clutching his back. He had a heavy collision with Andre Rawls.
I'm with Anthony Poulos on this one. This cannot be a foul in St. Louis. Forward standing right at the top of the box. This isn't close. A lot of times you can give the referee the benefit of the doubt when the goalkeeper is right around his 6.
Here we're going to see the shot off of Rawls and how active he has had to be. But yeah, here's another look at it, Devin.
He's almost to the top of his box. Comes right up over the top of him. Andre Rawls out in no man's land. If that's a center back, that's a penalty.
I'm with you. I think that's a penalty kick. I don't think that's certainly not a foul on St. Louis.
No way.
I think it's a penalty kick. He climbed over the top of his back.
Terrible decision by Remy Touchon, who's done a good job for the most part controlling this match, and rightfully so. Sam Fink, captain, stepping in. Austin Mart's in there. Michael Cox, all of them having words with the referee. They 100% disagree.
I think they're right. You see this one more time. Watch Rawls climb the back here of Calistri. That's a knee to the back of the neck.
That's appalling. An absolutely horrendous decision by the referee. We'll never know, at least right now during the course of this match, what was said on that first red card. That's a game changer. This could have put St. Louis right back into it.
Well, you get a penalty kick on the hour mark. It's a 1-goal game if you convert it. That is huge. Absolutely huge. And Anthony Poulos, who will let you know if you got one wrong, was incensed. Half hour left. Orange County 2-0 up. They've been inviting a lot of pressure. They really haven't gone after a third goal too much here, Devin.
Very shocking, to say the least. They are a team that likes to continue to put their foot on the pedal, go 100 miles an hour. It is kind of calculated chaos at certain points in time, where they will kind of have an ebb and flow in and out of a match. But when you've got a 2-0 lead, when you're in a one-and-done situation, kind of got your foot on an opponent's throat, why not push down a little bit and go for it? That's not the case, though.
The only thing I can think of, are they maybe thinking conserve some energy for next week against Reno, who just had a really tough game in the altitude, got a very late winner. Here's Orange County going forward a little bit. Bierman, Seton, Quinn, hit the referee.
If that's the argument you want to make, and don't necessarily disagree with it.
And I'm not even sure that that's the strategy here, just throwing it out there.
Yeah, bring some subs on.
Yeah.
Sit your big boys down and let somebody else have a go. You've got them there for a reason. You use them all season long. Why step away from what's gotten you here?
Yeah, Orange County has not made a substitute at the present moment. St. Louis had to make one in the first half with taking off one of their center forwards to go to the 4-4-1 after they lost Tony Walls to the red card. Quinn, Cronali. And Orange County's going to try and take some air out of the game here after that extended spell of pressure from St. Louis FC. Cox putting on a little bit of pressure, but slowed up here. And we talked about the injuries with them. They're still limited here. They don't have Kyle Gregg, their leading goal scorer, 13 goals. They don't have Wall Fall, perhaps their best midfielder.
With all the running that's been done, don't be surprised if Poulos goes to his bench. He had Corey Herzog warming up about 10 minutes ago. Saw him in that new dude that he's got going, that dyed yellow hair that he tends to float in and out of.
He's got Kadeem Dakers that he could put on as well.
Definitely some fresh legs needed.
Rawls sweeps it out wide to the left. Here's some pressure from St. Louis. They brought Culbertson up. They end up winning the ball with Fink. Kavita. Back to Gomez. Slipped out wide for Reynolds. Now some pressure from Orange County. Reynolds gave it away again. Now Jones. Push for in of Olsen. Flicked on. Here's Jones. Gomez parries away. It'll be another big one's corner kick for Orange County.
You wonder, with the lack of opportunities on the offensive side of things, if Darwin Jones' judgment got the best of him in this situation. Had Seton trailing right at the penalty mark. Didn't hear the call. Elects to go it alone. Tries to pick out that near post. We've questioned the distribution by Seton. How about Univoltson? He has eyes all over, head constantly on a swivel. Love the teasing ball in behind the back line. Jones can't finish it off.
Here they come again. This is Quinn in front. Was he on? Yes, sir. Hat trick, Michael Seton. 3-0 Orange County. Shouts for offside from St. Louis go unheeded. Seton with a playoff debut hat trick. Incredible for the Jamaican international.
Quick restart by Orange County. Good stuff by Alston. It's all about the 1-2 touch, crisp passing in and out of the channels. Nice triangular play. Ball to the byline. Aidan Quinn, what he's done all season long. just trusts his teammates coming in on the trailing runs. The number 9 up top, right where he's supposed to be. It's 3 for Seton, most assuredly 3 for Orange County. Reno, buckle up. It should be a fun one.
You would think the 3 points are secure now. Michael Seton, 12 goals in the regular season, 3 in his postseason debut. Assisted there by Jones, his first in an Orange County shirt, and Quinn, who had 14 of those, second in the league, as we mentioned, behind Mono Ledesma. Quinn was also first in the league in chances created this year. He was first in the league in passes attempted. And just absolutely beautiful combination play through what's been, frankly, Devin, a bit of a lax St. Louis defense tonight, even accepting that they've been down a man. And there's a beautiful back heel by Ina Olsen, sets up Bierman. Bierman, 4-0! They are running riot in Irvine. Anybody want to step up to this team? I don't think so.
When they are at their best, they are very difficult to beat. The buildup beyond impressive. Nice little back heel. Darwin Jones from inside out, cutting in, making its way to the far post. Mats Bierman goes against his old squad. Tomas Gomez hung to dry, finds that far post. 4 for Orange County. This has been absolutely fantastic over the past 4 minutes.
And Bierman, you mentioned 27 appearances last year for St. Louis, scored twice, played for Orange County in 2016 when they won in the playoffs as the 8th seed, attended UC Irvine for 4 years, grew up in Irvine, California, and now has scored a postseason goal at home. If the 3 points weren't assured before, they are now. Orange County SC with a dominant, convincing display in the first round of the playoffs. Corey Herzog about to check on for St. Louis, but it has already checked on, for Joey Calistri, but it's too little too late for St. Louis FC as Orange County has broken away. And there is Herzog with that yellow dew running after the ball, but you'd have to think Orange County at 4-0 has taken complete control here. Now things get a little bit chippy as a foul called against Hilton.
Keep an eye, 68th minute, down 4-0. Real easy for St. Louis to start throwing their bodies around a bit more. You're Braden Cloutier, you want to protect your boys. To our point a second ago, get the big guys off. It's time to put them to bed and let everybody else step on.
Orange County still has not made a substitution. You would think you want to get Ina Voltson out of there.
Michael Seton sitting on a yellow card.
Yep, you probably want to get him out of there. Quinn is on a yellow.
Quinn's on a yellow.
So those 3, I would think, would be the 3 that you'd want to get off.
Also has the ability, really like-for-like switches coming off the bench. Make a change like that real quick. Not really going to miss a beat.
He's got Koji Hashimoto, Giovanni Ramos-Godoy that he goes to quite often off the bench. And as we hear it, Koji Hashimoto is getting set to check in out of Kanazawa, Ishikawa, Japan. And while St. Louis just looking to make this respectable here is Polak with a cross, and Herzog puts a sitter 30 feet into the air.
Difficult for Corey Herzog in this situation. Love the ball by Lewis Hilton all the way to the backside. Nice ball in by Tyler Polak. But to take this from a corner position, bring that all the way back across your body, trying to find out the far post. Not saying Corey Herzog can't do it. We've seen him score some spectacular goals, but the difficulty level off the charts.
What a couple years he had for Pittsburgh. 27 goals in 62 games for the Riverhounds. That club took a horrific loss today at home to end their season. And what a season they had. It is so hard to see it come to an end in one night like that. They get the lead in extra time, and a few minutes later, one of the best free kicks you'll see makes it 2-2, and then they lose 8-7 on penalties. They got all the way down to the center backs. Here's Hashimoto, and in fact, there's another guy that you'd want to rest. The 33-year-old Richard Chaplow is coming off for Hashimoto. who you would think will push Aidan Quinn rather into a bit of a deeper role here. Chaplow, the longest tenured Orange County player at a year and a half. Played in the Premier League for West Brom, for Southampton, 13 years in England, and he's on his way in the USL playoffs to another round. Hashimoto played his entire career in Japan, 32 years old, and taking a chance as he enters his second decade in professional football, coming to the United States. 20 minutes to kill for OC. Seton's on a hat trick. Matt Spearman with a 4th goal. Hoivelt carrying forward. Josh Hoivelt. Poked along, and then Kavita. But lost out by Fink, and you can see the disappointment in the body energy of St. Louis. They're going to bring Dakers on as their final change. Kadeem Dakers, a 26-year-old USL veteran out of Rosedale, New York. And it'll be Austin Martz stepping off for him. That should be a straight change in the midfield. Dakers on his 4th USL club. He played for Arizona United, now Phoenix Rising, Louisville City, and then spent last year at Cincinnati before signing for St. Louis. 28th appearance for Dakers this year. We got a foul on Orange County. Hey fans, be sure to stop by your favorite local supermarket and pick up some Red Shell miso dressing, sesame soy dressing, or teriyaki sauce today. It's great on salads, sandwiches, pastas, your favorite meats, and as a dipping sauce. So give it a try. Red Shell, more salad, please. 72nd minute, 4-0 Orange County running riot on St. Louis. Up a man as well since the 20th minute. Evan West and Devin Kerr bringing it to you from Championship Soccer Stadium. And Devin, this has just been a statement game for Orange County. There's a long ball down the right side. Herzog caught up by Amico. And Joseph Amico does very well with him. Good solid left back, just 23 years old. That's a position they haven't completely settled down. They've gone between him and Noah Powder, the teenager from New Jersey, throughout the year. And they're looking to get that position settled as they go deeper into the postseason.
Noah Powder stepped in for Kevin Alston when he was hurt, and that all comes to the roster. They've had some injury concerns over the course of the season as well, where Braden Cloutier has had to make some changes here and there. Got lucky, and Alston fell in his lap. We talked about that early on, but able to make that midseason acquisition. Now, you know, what can you do to bolster this back line? Not necessarily going to be anything in the near future, as the roster freeze has already happened and plenty of work to be done in these 2018 postseason playoffs. But you look to the future and beyond, contractually in the USL, very different than what you see in most of the other leagues, not just around the world, but in the United States. A lot of these guys are on single-year contracts, or maybe one with a single option, and very fortunate they got to lock up Aidan Quinn recently. He's locked up for next year. That's nice. But what else can you do to make that back line a bit better?
Got a score update for you, Devin. Swope Park Rangers have scored 2 on the trot. They lead 2-1 at halftime in Sacramento.
Haji Berry sighting?
He's got one. Juan Kuzain has the other.
Oh, big names. William Bijev got the opening goal in the 16th minute. Swope Park Rangers making the case for themselves.
And what a sea change that would be. You would think, and I'm not disparaging any of the other teams in the conference, but if Sacramento goes out, the door is kind of wide open here for Orange County to make a run, isn't it?
They're going to have to deal with Phoenix. That's the biggest thing here. It's much more difficult. Now, let's assume that Sac Republic loses the game.
Oh, here's a tackle. Here's a takeaway. Herzog wide of the post.
If Sac goes down, Phoenix then now carries the home field advantage on that side of the bracket.
Right.
It's much more difficult to go to Phoenix Rising, with all due respect, than to come to Orange County. We've heard that from a lot of different coaches that said they don't mind coming to play here. Now, that's not a disrespectful comment to the fan base or to the stadium. Just travel-wise, things tend to be a bit easier. The weather is absolutely gorgeous here. Much different than if you're traveling to likes of RGV or St. Louis, where the humidity and everything can start to creep back in. So if you have to go to Phoenix, that's different. You come to Orange County, teams tend to actually like traveling here. It's beautiful.
It's 74 and clear right now. It'll be that way for the next, 7 months in Southern California?
Keep an eye on Reno, though. Reno is the dark horse in the West. Phoenix is probably the most talented. If you take a look at just black and white paper, they are probably the most talented. They're dealing with some injuries. They haven't necessarily been in the best form either. Orange County, the most complete team. They have been the most consistent and complete. Reno is that dark horse that started to creep in. We mentioned the 16 unbeaten. Then they fell off for about 5 or 6 matches. Since then, they've marked in every game except for one. So Ian Russell and his boys peaking at the right time.
They got a great late goal today to beat Real Monarchs. Talk about a hard thing to do is we got a foul here on Amico. To go to Salt Lake City and beat that team, and now Real Monarchs out in the first round at home 2 years in a row.
Trouble at Zion's Bank.
Yeah.
Things are very different there. You wonder what's going to go on. Jamison Olave stepping in for Mark Briggs after he departed the club. And Olave, most likely, in my humble opinion, will probably step back up to the first team and assume an assistant coaching role there. And then who steps in? You never know.
Yep.
So much talent on that team.
So much change in this league. I mean, the league name is changing. The league structure is changing. New leagues are being created. It's such a great time. Oh, Seton looking for a fourth. Reynolds trying to body him off. Seton goes down. And it's out over the end line for a goal kick. But Michael Seton looking for 4 goals in his first USL playoff game. And we still got 14 minutes to added time here.
You've seen the leaping ability. He's not exactly built like a brick house. Tall and lean, but does a good job bodying up with Sean Reynolds. Credit to the center back, didn't shy away from the challenge.
He's 6'1", 180. He's not a monster in there. He's not in the Romelu Lukaku mold or anything like that.
There you go. That was a fun one. Did you see that game today?
I did.
Some interesting.
I saw the end.
Yeah, that's exactly where I was going.
I saw. It has not been a good couple of months for Big Jose, has it?
Mourinho, yeah, things weird. But to be fair, the assistant by Chelsea, not exactly doing himself any favors going off and getting involved at the last minute like that.
No, I think he'll probably get a suspension for that. But, boy, it's not often that especially in the Premier League, where you see something like that. Of course, of all people, Ross Barkley. Now here's things opening up a little bit for St. Louis. Culbertson for Hilton. You could see he was thinking about trying his luck. Instead, the through ball is blocked out, and now a counterattack opportunity for Orange County. They've been playing up a man for nearly an hour. Completely dominant. Seton threading it in for Darwin Jones. That's a great ball. Jones, shot blocked. What a ball that was from Seton to get through 3 different guys and find Darwin Jones. Seton will come off here for Giovanni Ramos-Godoy, another UC Irvine product out of Watsonville, California. And Seton will get a huge hand as he steps off the field with a hat trick in his first USL playoff game.
That man can take a bow. 64 minutes. Had an impactful presence in every area of the game tonight. Exactly what was asked of him. And not just goal scoring, but he got his supporting cast involved. Ini Voltson, Aidan Quinn, constantly in contact with them. That's exactly what you want, the triumvirate. Those 3 big guys, you get them going regularly, they are difficult to take down.
I will say again, not to take anything away from the other teams, a Phoenix-Orange County Western Conference Finals matchup would be so tantalizing.
Sign me up. I'm in.
But really, any of the teams left. I mean, SPR, Sacramento, Reno, these are all teams that could reasonably win the USL Cup out of the West. The talent in this league right now is at an all-time high, and it's only getting better. Now Jones to the end line for Orange County. They're still looking for more. Jones in front. It's put over and way out. And that was Ramos-Godoy just coming into the game, looking to get on the other end of that. We haven't talked about Darwin Jones a ton, Devin, but I think he's had an exemplary game on the right wing.
Much more active in the second half. Seemed like in the first they were really isolating this left side, trying to go after the right back position of Fanuel Kavita. I can't blame Braden Cloutier. We talked about at the top of the broadcast that it's been a touching point for Anthony Pulis. What exactly can they do to lock up that position? So many interchanging pieces. So they push down the left, Second half, they're going with Jones on the right. Number 13, very active, impressive.
Had his first assist with the club earlier in the game. Here he is, cutting inside on the ball. Alston. Back to Jones, and Olsen fouled by Culbertson. If you want tickets for next weekend, as Orange County SC will very likely host Reno 1868 FC in the Western Conference semifinal. It's Saturday night, USL Cup playoff soccer at Championship Soccer Stadium, orangecountysoccer.com/2018 playoffs. We got another foul. Hashimoto will take the free kick. Quinn wearing the armband after Chaplow was subbed out. Just going to play it back. For St. Louis, as they look to build on this season, there's a lot of positives that go into it. They made the playoffs with one of the worst injury lists in the league. They had some great performances up and down the roster. They had a great year under a new head coach. They finally seem to have some stability in the club after, well, to say the least, a rocky first few years. What can you build on for this season if you're St. Louis?
One of the things that we haven't spoken about, you made an...
Oh, here's a ball that falls for Jones. Darwin Jones coming in. Gomez with a save, and it's cleared off the line. Ramos Godoy was looking for the tap-in. Stays alive here. Punched out towards the right side, and Ramos Godoy comes on top of it. Orange County's still going after it. We can't even have our conversation.
Come on, guys, get it together. Start paying attention. We'll get back to that in a minute.
Now Alston coming forward. Alston still carrying it to the end line. Alston with a cross. Ramos Godoy over the bar. And now it'll be a goal kick for Gomez. Let's have one more look at that from Jones as he went down the right wing here. What a ball out of the back.
If not for Gomez, this could be 6-7-0. He has made some fantastic saves tonight.
Great save.
This is difficult because a lot of times, even when you position yourself in the right spot, you still have to have cat-like reflexes. He gets one hand behind it and is able to push it, not just right down the middle, pushes it away from goal. It's textbook goalkeeping, exactly what you want to see. Jump back to your point, Evan. What can St. Louis build on? We haven't referenced their fantastic academy that they have there. Scott Gallagher Youth, who's been amazing from start to finish. You said Aidan Stanley, who was deployed primarily in that left back, left wing back position. He's made 14 consecutive starts for Duke. So it gives you an idea of the youth that they have and what they're able to achieve the next level. Just keep pumping in that talent into the system.
Aidan Quinn will come off as the final substitution. Ari Pineda, 21-year-old from Santa Ana, California, who signed for Orange County last year, will come on in. And what a night for Aidan Quinn as he removes the armband on a yellow card. No reason for him to stay in. And that'll be the final substitution for Orange County. First time that Quinn has been subbed off in a game all season. He played every minute of the regular season for Orange County.
Now you're just showing off. Come on, Aidan. But it's a true testament to the trust that Braden Cloutier employs in him. He and Richard Chaplow said, you know, they're a great extension of me onto the field. I can trust both of them so much. Aidan Quinn, you look around the league, you referenced all the talent. With all due respect to all the other players, that's the best number 6 in the league.
And what's so great about him is he sort of defies the traditions of that role. He can be that spraying, passing number 6, but he can also pinch up for you, play as a number 8, play even as a number 10 in a pinch, and has just done a remarkable job this year as perhaps the most important player. Ina Voltson may get all the headlines, but Aidan Quinn may be the most important player on this team.
Just look at the metrics, 11 goals, 15 assists, has no problem playing with his back to goal, getting down, getting stuck in on people.
You lead the league in chances created, you're doing something right. 6 minutes to injury time here in Orange County, and the home side roaring into the Western Conference semifinals. Post-game, we'll have the Destination Irvine post-match highlights. Our Big Ones man of the match. I think I have an idea of who it's going to be. And we'll wrap things up for you from Irvine, California, on a beautiful night in SoCal. And everybody will be back next weekend for a showdown with Reno. We mentioned off the top how Orange County had not beaten St. Louis this year. Obviously, that'll change tonight. They haven't beaten Reno either. They went there last week. That was the last game they played in the regular season. They lost 3-1. They had an opportunity to rest some players. They had clinched top of the West the game before. They decided to go out and play most of their regulars, and they ended up, as a weird back pass here was actually on target there, but Gomez able to get it. They ended up losing 3-1. The home game back in June was a 2-2 draw. Does Reno match up pretty well with Orange County, you think?
Be a wide open game. They like to go end to end. The problem with Reno is they're consistently inconsistent. They have so much talent, but they really can't put together a full 90-minute package on a regular basis. We referenced the fact that they've been able to get things going recently, but even in their 16-match unbeaten streak, off the top of my head, I think it was something like 9-0 and 7 or something. 9 wins is fantastic, but 7 draws, and you're doing it versus some subpar opponents. You get into the playoffs, come against the likes of Orange County, they'll let you up in situations like that. Got to finish your chances, and it can't just be the Brian Brown show. He's been great all season long, but you get Jerry Van Avike in the middle of the field who can play in that 10. He's actually similar to the Inivolts in the 10, the 7, the 11. They'll rotate him all over. Paul Marie can play right back. He can play left mid. They haven't really pinpointed where they want to play each and every piece. Some of that's shown through on their performances when they should have gotten 3 and they're only able to scrounge out 1 point.
And you know Braden Cloutier will make adjustments after the defeat last week. He got to see plenty of what Reno does well, and he will counter that. It'll be an interesting chess match going into that conference semifinal next week.
He admitted to us that maybe a bit of mind games going on after Phoenix loses to T2 on the Friday night the day before, that they had a pretty easy road in. Did that get in and play some mental issues in their head? Absolutely, and said that maybe we pulled back a bit too much. Their performance suffered.
Well, he even said they celebrated the conference title following the game, rather. So it was not, even though they did play their regulars, I don't think Reno is going to see the same look next week as they did last week. It's going to be a very intense Orange County team that, even before the red card tonight, Orange County had the lead and were creating big chances. Hashimoto pushed down by Herzog, and that'll be a yellow card for the center forward out of Reading, Pennsylvania. And a senseless foul there in the center of the park.
You could see it coming. He's been jawing at our head referee for pretty much ever since he stepped onto the field. And this is that emotional frustration you can see creep into these matches where you just, you know what, you let it get the best of you, your judgment starts to falter. Not what you want to see from Corey Herzog.
Especially frustrating for Herzog because he was ready to come in as Orange County scored their 3rd goal. So he was coming on to be the last ditch, let's chase the game, let's get this back. And then even before he could step on the field, the game was over. And of course, Orange County adding a 4th a couple minutes later through Matt Bierman. Swope Park Rangers still leading Sacramento with about half hour left. When we're all wrapped up, you can flip over to that one on ESPN Plus and catch the end of it. Sacramento, after going to Real Monarchs in the first round as an 8 seed, winning last year. We're talking about a team with great tradition in USL. If they were to fall at home to Swope Park Rangers, I mean, just chaos already in the USL playoffs. But a lot of time left in that one. One minute to added time. Orange County hosting the conference semifinal. That's next week. That much we know. Can't imagine there'll be too much in the way of stoppage time here. St. Louis, meanwhile, a tough defeat tonight as a handball by Polak and a high boot to go along with it.
Jumped out of my seat a bit there.
Yeah.
He gets lucky. He goes real high. This is dangerous.
What a great season for St. Louis, really. Their best season in club history. They make the playoffs for the first time. A lot to build on. But also a lot of what ifs, as you said, Devin, about these injuries. And this could have been a top 4 team in the conference.
Very frustrating as a player, especially when you've gone through so much adversity over the course of a season, to then have part of the game kind of ripped away from you. You never know right now what went on in that red card, and we might not.
There will be no added time. Rami Tuchin just calls it. 4-0, Orange County. Absolutely ripped through St. Louis FC. And the home side becomes the first Western Conference #1 to win a playoff game since the split into conferences in 2015. They will go on to face Reno next week.
It's a staggering statistic considering the amount of talent that's come out of the Western Conference. Kudos to Orange County. They came out, executed their game plan to a T. Fantastic goals all over the pitch. Here's a fun one for you. Innie Voltson, Darwin Jones, Bierman. Let's make it 4.
4-0 Orange County wins. We'll wrap it up next from California.
At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there is no one better at getting you back to you.
Welcome back to Orange County, California. Dominant win for the home side and a hat trick for that man, Michael Seton. A tremendous victory for OC. And there's your big ones man of the match. Pretty easy to predict that it would be Michael Seton. A hat trick in his postseason debut in the USL. Let's have a look at the full-time highlights, and this is going to be all Orange County from the very beginning, even before the red card. A bad giveaway by Sean Reynolds leads to the first goal for Michael Seton.
Turnover early on, and they were going back and forth. Unfortunately, bad giveaway in the middle of the park. Orange County goes the other direction, just collects it. Thank you very much. Nice step by the talisman up top, number 9, Michael Seton, to Innie Voltson. Nice little triangle game they play between each other. Just finishes it to the far post. Happy to gain that momentum early portion of the game.
Innie Voltson had a couple of assists in the ball game, and it was really just a bad collision. Seton gets a yellow card, and we don't know exactly what was said by Tony Walls, but whatever it was, Walls was instantly sent off, and the game was essentially over from there. Seton 10 minutes later with his second.
The red card came 10 minutes after the first goal, and then to your point, just a few moments later, Seton gets his second one. The first one was terrible decision-making by St. Louis. The second one, fantastic decision-making by Michael Seton. They wouldn't stop, though. They kept going for more. They went for glory. Seton gets his third. Quinn, fantastic assist from the byline.
Yeah, this killed the game off. Seton making a perfect run. Ball gets through everybody. And a terrific goal. And then maybe the best goal of the game was the last one. Check out that back heel by Ina Voltson. And Bierman with a great finish, cutting it onto his right foot. And that was all she wrote for St. Louis.
The Great Dane to the Illinois native Darwin Jones, who plays it right outside to the former St. Louis player, the old Luligan, getting it stuck in on the back post. Good finish by Bierman. You have to feel bad for St. Louis. We talked about the what-ifs, the possession slowly creeping towards Orange County. Shots absolutely off the charts for Orange County, but how about the conversion rate? You have to respect almost half of their shots hit the frame. Tomas Gomez time after time making fantastic saves.
And they've been doing it all year. I mean, this is no different than their regular stats over a 34-game season. It is truly remarkable what this team has done as they have started a potential march to the USL Cup final November 8th, 8 o'clock on ESPN2.
We talked about the Real Monarchs Reno matchup earlier. Reno now going to face Orange County. Matt Bersano was absolutely fantastic in between the pipes for Reno. It's going to have to be something even better next time around because Orange County is going to bring it.
That game will take place next Saturday. For Orange County, for tickets, orangecountysoccer.com/2018 playoffs. Michael Seton with a hat trick. Orange County rolls the #1 seed with a 4-goal win against St. Louis. And there is our next game, 7 o'clock Pacific time at Championship Soccer Stadium. For Devin Kerr, our producer Mike Steinberg, everybody on our wonderful crew, I'm Evan Weston. Good night from California.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League may not be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.